Dr. Dave Curby here at the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. Getting one of the big honors here at the Hall of Fame this weekend with the Owner Emerita. What was it like when you got the phone call? I'm sure it was unexpected, huh?
Yeah, when Leroy called me, I was just almost stunned and truly humbled. I couldn't believe it. I'm getting up there in age, and it's sort of like the greatest honor that's been bestowed upon me in the world of wrestling. So I really feel blessed.
I've had a conversation with some people, and they were trying to name people who were champions at the first Junior Nationals in '71. You were one of them, huh?
Yeah, that's a trivia question.
You are a trivia answer. Jimmy Carr and others, right?
Yeah,
of course. Back in the day, you were a very successful youth wrestler, a high school wrestler. How'd you get involved?
Well, wrestling drew me. The toughness of the sport was attractive to me. The fitness, the development, it all just seemed to suit my personality, and I've thrived on that. I think it's, as people state, that it helps you throughout your life because you don't win every time, and you have to learn how to bounce back by yourself, make a plan, and improve, see where your shortcomings are, and try to address them. So I just think it's just just a great sport, and I commend people in these modern days where we always say people are getting a little softer. Those people that come to wrestling and can thrive in it, it's going to help them tremendously.
So college, Michigan, right? Big time program.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I grew up in Ann Arbor, so being able to wrestle at Michigan was a dream come true. I wrestled for Rick Bay, but I had a chance to meet the great Cliff Keen while I was there, and I've reflected back to how fortunate I've been to be able to rub shoulders with so many great people in our sport. Had some great teammates. We had some great teams there in Michigan in the early '70s, and I was fortunate to be a part of that.
Now you've coached, you've done a lot of things in wrestling, but one of the major impacts has been in the scientific community, bringing the world together behind science and wrestling. And what made you get inspired to get with colleagues from around the world and really look at it in a different way?
Yeah. Well, I jokingly say it's because I got so beat up in wrestling I couldn't continue on the mat. I've had a lot of surgeries, etc. And if I was able to, I'd still be probably wrestling. But I had to find a way to stay involved, and it was through the science. And in every advanced degree I got, I always applied it to wrestling. And I just started digging, and I think I was fortunate to be at a time when the internet was making the world smaller, and I was able, as you say, pull people together, and we formed an organization in 2007 called the International Network of Wrestling Researchers. While we were in, some of my colleagues and I were in Almaty, Kazakhstan, and from there we've got over 500 people around the world in about 80 countries involved in collaborating and discussing, and out of that grew the journal that I published, the International Journal of Wrestling Science, a scholarly journal that brings together a place for people to publish research in all the various aspects of wrestling, from physiology, sports medicine, to psychology, sociology, history, which is very, very rich in our sport. And so I feel that we've been able to, as you say, sort of pull people together, and when you can provide a sport with a solid foundation of knowledge, that's very, very important as we try to maintain our sport and grow it.
So when we tragically lost your son Jacob, you jumped in and made a foundation and created a project which really has made a difference in wrestling as well. Just talk about how that occurred and why it meant so much to you in wrestling.
Well, we're so proud of both of I have two sons, Nick and Jake, and they're both wrestlers. My oldest son, Nick, wrestled for my Michigan teammate, Mark Johnson, in Illinois. And then his younger brother, Jacob, really took off in Greco-Roman wrestling, and we got him hooked up with Ivan Ivanov up at Northern Michigan, and he just flourished there. But Jake he overcame several hardships or hurdles. He epilepsy started around 12, which had to manage, which he did. And then when he was a sophomore in high school, I think it was a week after winning freestyle state, he's diagnosed with a rare Burkitt's lymphoma leukemia. He was admitted at stage 4, and we were just like devastated, as many people are.
Yeah.
But thank goodness, Loyola University Hospital in Chicago, and they had mapped out a treatment, and he survived that. Went on to, as I said, wrestling for Yvonne and with Steve Frazier, Momir, Bekovic. He developed, and by the time he was 25, he was nationally on the national team and an experienced world competitor. And then suddenly he passed away after coming back from the Podobny tournament.
Yeah.
Went to practice, had a great practice, laid down as his normal thing for a nap, and never woke up. Had some type of seizure or sudden death due to epilepsy event, and we just wanted to maintain his spirit. So many people had been impressed with Jake's spirit, stoic toughness, hard worker, etc., that it was sort of easy to marshal some forces and help Greco-Roman wrestling by having a tournament or competition in his honor.
Yeah.
And we had a run of about 5 years there. We had some very, very exciting and well-received competitions.
Yeah, we had the foreigners, a lot of tough kids from around the world.
We had, I remember one year there were a couple of guys that were Olympic champions that placed 4th out of 4. And we had some very good competitors and provided the American Greco guys a great forum or a great avenue for world-class competition on our home soil.
And we still give an award in Jake's name for the
USA
top
Wrestling
people each year at the OTC and up at Northern Michigan. So
yeah,
we're still celebrating him annually, right?
Yes,
for that
yes,
award, right?
yeah. Each year we give out 2 awards, one from the Northern Michigan Olympic Training Site and at Colorado Springs for the seniors. For instance, this year we were fortunate to we gave them out at a University of Michigan competition, because it was the award winners were Adam Kuhn at the senior level, great wrestler from Michigan, and Dalton Roberts, who was a teammate of his from nearby Fowlerville, Michigan, an up-and-coming wrestler at the Northern site. So that was just, it tied so many things together. Sean Bourmet, a great new Michigan coach, he worked with Jake. Jake actually worked with him at overtime, so there's so many connections, and that's sort of like the nature of this weekend even. So many connections and so many great memories and so many great people.
So there are going to be a lot of friends around, some family this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Has it been fun? This is a different experience, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when you're treated like a celebrity here, and the people here in Stillwater really rally around this function, the Hall of Fame. Having the boulevard named the Hall of Fame Avenue is a nice, just a great show of support for wrestling, and we couldn't be happier. My wife and I, Lynn, arrived yesterday and just been treated just treated beautifully. I've got my son and daughter arriving today, and brother and sister later tonight, so it's just going to be a great time.
Well, congratulations, my friend. I mean, obviously, this is a wonderful honor, and we're real proud of you, and looking forward to enjoying the rest of the weekend.
Well, Gary, I enjoy talking with you, as we have for many, many years in many different venues, many occasions, and I appreciate all of your contributions to wrestling, but all your support for my activities as well. Thanks so much.
Good job, man. Thank you.
Sure.